What's up, frogs? Welcome back to another episode of Marketflow, powered by THOR, hosted by me, Moat. We've finally got some major action within the charts and some major updates within THOR calls. We're going to dive right in and see what we got as we press on, looking toward all-time highs for Bitcoin. So you see this pink line here. We have had this pink line established ever since the first lower high, the first time that we got resistance from Bitcoin right here about this 72. We had this resistance point, and this was significant because, one, we needed to break this, right? We needed to get the higher high. But it was also a very significant point because it was the invalidation point for the THOR calls that we had all the way down here at 44,000, all the way down here at 33,000. And there was a THOR call all the way down here at 17K. Those THOR calls are gone. We had THOR calls sitting here in the 56,000. That call is invalidated. THOR call here at 52,000, invalidated. The THOR short, remember we talked about this THOR short
Frog's
last
Cluck.
week. Perfect little reprint down, take profit, we pump back up. So we hit the invalidation point, and at this time we are just waiting for THOR to print some more levels for us. We expect some resistance here, but we've got a lot of momentum going. Look at the RSI though, may need a little bit of time to cool off, but we could still continue to pump. So we're looking to THOR to give us our next entry points. Now, one thing I want to talk about, as I said, we just had some THOR calls invalidate and disappear that were here at the 56, and here we're at the 52. You can see the first THOR call at 56 filled, take profit. The THOR call here at 52 filled, take profit. We said all the way back in February, March, we had this fair value gap, and we knew. We said 56,000, 52,000 is going to be our areas to DCA and load up given opportunity. If you took advantage of those areas right now, 52,000 is looking pretty good when you're sitting at 72,000. 56 is looking pretty good when we're looking at and sitting at 72,000. So right now, no big THOR updates, but when we zoom out and we look at the daily, we got exactly what we were talking about and what we were looking for, right? We were talking about Bitcoin looked to be printing the biggest bull flag we've ever seen. And this is real Bitcoin price action, right? This is exactly what we saw happening. And we finally got the higher low and a higher high, indicating that next higher low reaching for higher high, right? We said this is what happens in the bull flag. You get the next breakout, the next leg up, right? So that's exactly what we look to be seeing from Bitcoin right now. And Bitcoin dominance is still increasing. Bitcoin dominance is still increasing. So look for Bitcoin to still maybe suck a little bit of liquidity from the alts, but it is going to come back. It is going to turn around, and we are going to have alt season. Speaking of alts, we had Solana print up into the short. Oh, let me turn this back to the 4-hour instead of a daily. We talked about these Solana shorts here, right? And we said we could be potentially blow through this short just because the momentum that we were seeing from Solana, the way it was carrying, we were saying DCA into this short because we have another one sitting right above it. Sure enough, we did break through, and we did fill the entry for this short 179, and we filled the take profit about perfect. And if you listened last week, and if you remember, I said this is the call to me that makes me ultra bullish. Why? Because we've been talking about this zone for so long, this gap for so long, and I've been saying I'm not bullish until we break it significantly and find support on it. We broke it significantly, and we found a quick rejection from dropping any lower. Quick rejection from this zone. Strong support right back up. Even if we come back down to here, we'll be testing the longer term EMA. Man, it looks bullish. Looks bullish. Solana is looking good. We finally got the break and the retest of the zone. Again, we're waiting for it. These are just some short 15-minute calls we got. We're waiting for our longer term calls to see what we've got and our plays that we're going to make next. Speaking about DCA zones, same thing. We saw this zone and we said this price action, this zone, this retest may be the best DCA we're getting. So we're looking to DCA anything basically below 140 all the way down to our support at the 120s is where we were DCAing. If you were DCAing in that area, you're looking pretty good. Even if you were DCAing at 140 and not 120, you're still up over 25% right now. So our DCA area is held true. Looks like our TA was pretty fucking on point for where the market's moving now. Quick look at Doge, just because Doge is breaking and looks to be making some moves. This is one I could see getting pretty big with, Elon behind it and Elon behind Trump. So if Trump wins, this is one I could see doing some wild shit. Taking a look back at Jupiter, as we've looked at so much, Jupiter reaching a resistance area. I still think Jupiter has much further to go. I think we're just seeing some temporary resistance here. If Solana bleeds a little bit, if the altcoins bleed a little bit to go into Bitcoin, Jupiter's going to take a little bit bigger retrace than Solana even probably. It's just how the lower market caps go. Could bring us back into good entry zones. We have we have THOR entries down here at the 88. So we could be looking to get another entry on Jupiter before we have our breakout. One thing to pay attention to with Jupiter, we now have an automated contract, taptrade.io. TAP, Thor Automated Protocol. Not only do we still have our Solana USD contract, but we now have the Jupiter USD contract. If you're having trouble reading the manual signals, maybe you want to jump into something automated for you. Let Thor buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Sounds that simple, and it kind of is when you set it up all to be automated. Frogs fuck, Thor Prince. See y'all next week.